why would a company hire a person just to import sklearn, right? I mean, the project that I was working on was related to online matrimony. So we were identifying fake profiles present on online matrimony using deep learning techniques. One major section is behavioral round, which is taken by HR. First of all, we should finalize the area in which you want to work in. Basically, it's like a motivational pitch, why you are applying for PhD.
Hello everyone. So today we have invited a special guest who has completed his B.Tech in CS from LMNIIT Jaipur, and after that he completed his M.Tech from IIIT Delhi. He got internship offer from one of the well-known company called Infoedge in the end of the M.Tech first year only, and after that he got 2 placement offers from the product-based company. Currently he is pursuing his PhD from the North Carolina University in the USA, and his research area lies in the NLP, machine learning, AI, computer vision, and the, you can say, data science domain. And that person is Vaibhav Garg. So in this video, I will be discussing many things about the M.Tech thesis, research, placements, how to learn new things, how to build up your analytical thinking, and how to go with the PhD. And I will be discussing some of the misconceptions about the M.Tech and the PhD also with Vaibhav Garg. So let's start our discussion and welcome Vaibhav Garg.
So welcome Vaibhav. How are you?
Hi Dilip. Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also good. So thank you for being with us for this insightful session. I hope our viewers will get a lot of benefits from this discussion. So let's start our discussion for today. So my first question is, can you tell us about your educational background? And we want to know, how did you think of to join M.Tech after B.Tech? And then how did you think of you want to pursue PhD?
Okay. So I did my B.Tech from LMNIIT Jaipur, and the college was really good. But I think somewhere I was lacking the practical knowledge. So that was not the fault of college, but it was my fault. So basically, I wasn't keeping much attention to the practical knowledge during my B.Tech tenure. So I think M.Tech filled that gap for me. So that is what made me think about doing M.Tech, to get the practical experience apart from just theoretical knowledge, be it machine learning, be it software development. Masters is a good platform to furnish your skills, and it actually makes you better towards finding jobs, industry jobs, or finding an academic position as well. So that was my take on opting for masters. Then I did my M.Tech from IIIT Delhi. During my M.Tech, I met many people who are industry oriented as well as research oriented. So that grew my interest towards research, especially in the field of machine learning, natural language processing. And I learned a lot of skills, lot of things. So then suddenly I was just wondering that PhD can be a good fit for me to excel my career or excel my studies, because it offers you both research and industry experience. So currently I am a PhD student at NC State University in USA, and my research interests include natural language processing.
So let's move to the next question. So as you told, you did your M.Tech from the IIIT Delhi. So our viewers also want to know, does it worth to do M.Tech at the IIIT Delhi, or we want to know, sometimes it happens we do M.Tech, but after pursuing our M.Tech or after completing our M.Tech from a particular institute, we think that we are not getting our desired output, be it practical knowledge or something like placement. So how was your experience at the IIIT?
My experience has been very good at IIIT Delhi. The question that you asked, whether is it worth it or not, actually, it's an interesting question to answer, especially when you do masters from India. So many people want to do masters from abroad, which is a good thing. I appreciate that. But they are really confused whether investing time in Indian institutes is worth it or not. So I think one should analyze his or her profile after doing B.Tech. What is he lacking? Whether it's practical knowledge, whether it's good projects, whether it's connections. And if you think that doing an M.Tech can bridge that gap, then it is very worth to do that. And that also depends on which college you opt for doing your M.Tech. So if you go for IITs and IIITs, you have a lot of exposure in terms of both industry standards as well as in terms of research exposure. So, because if you see many courses in IIT and IIITs are industry oriented. For example, collaborative filtering. For example, statistical machine learning. So, and they actually don't let you cram things. They want every code, every algorithm to be implemented from scratch. So even if it's a rigorous process of implementing from scratch, but you learn a lot, let me tell you. I learned a lot. So, for example, even if it's a very simple algorithm in machine learning, like naive Bayes, people think it's very simple. But when you actually implement it from scratch, writing every line of code yourself without importing any Python library, it's not a easy job, and you learn a lot. You actually learn how probabilities play. So in that terms, I think the more rigorous your M.Tech is, the more you learn, and it is very worth to do it.
Like as you told us, ki, just knowing the like or having the hazy idea of, for example, machine learning or the computer vision will not help us a lot. Like doing the things from the scratch, it will be like worthful for us. It will give us a edge over the other people or in the interview. So this is the question from one of our viewer from the LinkedIn also. So they talked about ki, like how one can get the internship in their B.Tech or in their M.Tech, or how should we approach for the internship opportunities. And like one more question related to it was like, let's say we want to build up our aptitude, or we want to do projects, or we want to learn new technologies that are coming in future, or which are in the trend. So what is your advice for this internship learning ability and technology learnings?
Okay, I think if you want some intern or a job offer, you first analyze which position you are interested in. So currently, many people are after software development jobs and internships, right? Because there are many opportunities in that field. But that is not the only field to pursue, I would say. I mean, there is one side of job scenario which revolves around software development. So if you want to go in that direction, then yes, you should be able to do data structures, algorithm, dynamic programming, recursion, things like that. So we all know resources online. For example, Geeks for Geeks is one of them. Lead Code is another. So you have to be very good at doing it. But the second side should people should also be aware of it, which is related to data analytics, related to machine learning, deep learning. So there are many upcoming opportunities in India in terms of jobs and internships if you seriously consider this field. So, for example, I got my two job offers and one internship offer from machine learning field only. So I think, and for that, if you actually want to prepare, so as I said, you should know the deep knowledge of algorithms. So, for example, if it's support vector machine, you can't just simply say that support vector machine is used for classification. That's not a good enough idea of support vector machine. So, what I mean to say is you should have a solid mathematical background of what all equations, what all hyperparameters are being involved in support vector machine, because that is what is being asked in interviews. So that is the point I'm stressing from the start of this interview, that if you build things from scratch, you get to know what exactly is behind it. And if you go for any good interviews in terms of machine learning, they grill on deep knowledge of algorithms. But the misfortune today is that people only think machine learning is all about importing sklearn. It's not as trivial as importing sklearn. I mean, why would a company hire a person just to import sklearn, right? You should have a deep knowledge of what algorithm you should place in what situation. So if you have a deep knowledge, have mathematical background of an algorithm, then only you will be able to differentiate what algorithm you will be able to use in this scenario. Otherwise, importing sklearn or writing code is very trivial. So people who want to go in the direction of machine learning, data analytics, they should be aware of languages like Python. Some people also code in MATLAB. Some people also code in R. And as I said, yeah, one more thing, they should have some projects related to data analysis or machine learning. Because if there is a project lying in your resume related to this, it is actually a plus point that you don't only have theoretical knowledge, you also have a practical exposure. So I think these things are really required. So my takeaway from this answer is that people should consider both these sides very seriously. They are more inclined towards one side because they haven't been exposed to the other. So they should be aware of both and then decide where to go.
Okay. So according to you, like for learning the new technologies, one should be like going to the practical side also. Just knowing the like or having the again hazy idea of the things will not work. So for getting the opportunities in the internship, like we get a lot of opportunities in the like for the internship, like we can go to the Hacker Earth, we can submit any challenge, but the thing is to clear that internship or to get an edge over the others, we should be doing the things practically. Okay.
Exactly.
So the next question is somewhat related to this only, and this was asked on one of the YouTube comment on one of the video on my channel. So the thing is like related to machine learning only. The people ask, are the Stanford or the MIT or the NPTEL courses enough for clearing or for getting the opportunity as the applied scientist or the data scientist or as a machine learning engineer? So what is your view? I think this answer is somewhat related to the previous question, but please.
Okay, I think that yes, you should go for those courses because they actually lay a good foundation, mathematical foundation. And also you should be choosy, like what course will be good for you. Some courses are like they only teach you how to code in Python, which is very easy. I mean, writing code in machine learning is not that tough. But actually understanding concepts is really tough. So you should go for courses which include some kind of mathematical background of algorithms or some kind of statistical point of view. But yeah, your question is whether they are sufficient or not. So I would say they are necessary, but they may not be sufficient. What makes you sufficient for a job is the project. So you have got theoretical knowledge from these courses. That's very good. But you should also have some projects related to machine learning. If you talk about me, when I was appearing for job interviews, let me tell you, I was only having one project in my resume, which was related to machine learning. Other of my projects were related to software development. But I appeared for machine learning interview. So that is okay. I mean, having one project is okay, but it should be good enough to back you, like to back you in the interview. Um, so, I mean, in my case, the interviewer was really amazed by seeing the project, and he was actually very interested in digging more into the project details. So, if you think that you are very confident at whatever project you do, so even having one project in that case is sufficient. Otherwise, you should have at least two projects, I guess, because theoretical knowledge as well as practical exposure go hand in hand for job interviews. So I think both of them make you sufficient.
So Vaibhav, here I want to ask, like, if somebody wants to do some projects, so how he should approach for the projects? Like, there are many things available on the internet, but how one should decide as a beginner that how I should choose the project? This is good, or this is like good for beginner. This is advanced. So how we should start doing the projects? Be it in any stream, or you can say in any domain. It can be like somewhat related to the e-commerce, somewhat related to Android, somewhat related to, you can say, machine learning also. Any like any field.
Okay. If you are a student, then you have the battle is won because you have resources, you have professors reachable, and you just have to search for professors who are working in this field in which you want to work in, and you just talk to people in their lab, what kind of projects they are working on, whether you are also interested in that project or not. So I think having a good professor or an advisor is very crucial step in identifying a good project. Um, and yeah, it actually helps because that professor also has some connections with industry people, and he can refer you to those industry people for jobs or for interviews or for internship. So I got my internship in the same way. So uh, I mean, I was doing master thesis with a prof at IIIT Delhi, and he had a collaboration with company called Infoedge, and he made me connect to the company, and I was being offered as internship from the side of company. So, and it was related to machine learning only. So, I was really amazed that after seeing that. So, yeah, but now the second case comes when you are not a student, right? Whether you have passed out your B.Tech or masters, but still you want to do a couple of more projects in the same field. So in that case, you should be very active on online platforms, be it Kaggle, for example, for machine learning. So on Kaggle also, there are a lot of upcoming challenges being posted. And like, for example, what all challenges are, what should I say? I mean, they are trending. What all
Yeah.
challenges are trending right now? You should be aware of that. You should take part in that. And people actually come up with very good projects after taking participation in those challenges or Kaggle platforms. So that's one way.
So next question, Vaibhav, is about your internship experience. So as you told, you got your internship from your one of the connection, or you can say via your professor. So please tell us like more about your interview experience. What was the project that you did during your internship tenure?
Okay. I mean, the project that I was working on was related to online matrimony. So we were identifying fake profiles present on online matrimony using deep learning techniques. So it was really a cool project for me. And whenever I used to go to interviews, and people were really amazed. Okay, this kind of work also exists.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I think I learned a lot during that internship. Before that internship, I wasn't really comfortable in that area or machine learning, deep learning things. But during the internship, I learned so many skills. For example, Python language, all the platforms like Keras, TensorFlow. So I learned so many things that it actually grew my interest towards where I want my career in. So I mean, I could channelize all my energy that, yeah, this is the domain in which I want to go, and uh, this is the domain in which I want my career. So whether it is academic career or industry career, that's a second thing. But this is something which excites me. So I think, yeah, doing internship is really important in identifying what domain you like, what languages you learn, and having an internship experience in your resume helps you in getting jobs as well. Because, as I said, practical exposure. So, uh, for example, if you are a student, you are just working on course projects, right? You have a static data, or you just build a portal by writing some Java code, right? But when you are in the company, working for the company, you uh, whatever code you do goes on the live platform.
Yeah.
So it should be really robust enough, right? There can be few bugs, but you have to keep iterating, keep doing things again and again, so until it becomes perfect. So that kind of learning is really crucial, I think. So yeah, it was a great experience for me.
So let me tell our viewers that Vaibhav got this internship at Infoedge in the end of the first semester, right, Vaibhav? Yeah.
Yes.
And then he started this internship in the second semester. So the second semester was completely devoted to this internship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next question वैभव ये है कि मतलब लाइक हमने इंटर्नशिप के बारे में और टेक्नोलॉजीज कैसे सीखें और क्या चीज़ें ध्यान देनी चाहिए वी हैव टॉक अबाउट अ लॉट नो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन comes to the for example we are in the M.Tech or it applies to B.Tech also so specifically about the M.Tech we have to do thesis like in some of the colleges it is compulsory in some of the colleges it is like optional you can do internship or you can do thesis so my question is what things should we take care while we should decide whether we want to do thesis or we want to move toward the internship or you can say toward the job and the thing is like how should we like keep focusing more towards our thesis to make it a better
It's actually a very good question. I think the biggest misfortune is that until we complete our B.Tech or until we are in the first year of a master's degree, we don't have enough exposure to research, and that's what makes a dilemma in our mind whether we should go for M.Tech thesis or not. Because after just seeing it, it seems like a very big commitment or a very big job to do, right? And we haven't had any good exposure to the research, so we don't know whether we'll be able to do or not, right? That is the biggest dilemma. So I think, as I said, we should talk. First of all, we should finalize the area in which you want to work in. Okay, whether it's software development or some other field. Then you should identify the professors working in that area from your university. You should shortlist those professors after viewing their profiles, the kind of work they are doing. And then the important step is to interact with people in their labs. Because if you don't interact with them, you don't get to know what kind of projects they are working on, what type of technologies they are building. So once you interact, then you should analyze whether your interest lies in those projects or not. Because I think that is the crucial point of identifying your research interest or identifying whether you want to go for thesis or not. So I would say even if you find 40% interest in those projects, it is worthwhile to go for a M.Tech thesis because till now you haven't had that experience. Still, you are able to identify 40% of relation between your ideas and their ideas. So I think it's worth a shot. But having said that, M.Tech thesis is really a big commitment. So you should identify whether the advisor you are reaching to is good enough or does he guide well or not. What kind of lab members you have, whether they are helping or not. Because even if it's 1 year of master thesis, you still struggle a lot, right? It's kind of roller coaster ride, ups and downs. So, I mean, in my case, I have very helping lab members. So they help me a lot, even in small, silly things, they help me. So if you have that kind of lab member, that kind of atmosphere in your lab, so I mean, you should go for M.Tech thesis. And I think at least one should try if he thinks he is interested in research or not. So if he is interested in research, he should definitely try for M.Tech thesis.
So next question is कि for example हमने M.Tech thesis ले लिया and like we approached to a good professor also, but as you said कि चीज़ें हमें खुद ही करनी पड़ेंगी, we have to take forward the things. तो what things should we take care कि हमारी M.Tech thesis एक अच्छी तरीके से complete हो, क्योंकि कई सारी hurdles तो आएंगे. Sometimes we were not able to like get the idea कि इस चीज़ को हम कैसे आगे बढ़ाएं, इसमें क्या करें, इस अपना प्रॉब्लम कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें कि कौन सी प्रॉब्लम को हमें टैकल करना है. तो इन चीज़ों में क्या चीज़ें क्या पॉइंट आप एडअप करेंगे सो दैट थीसिस अच्छी तरह से कंप्लीट हो जाए.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है पेशेंस.
ओके.
पेशेंस बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि बहुत बार यू कीप डूइंग सेम थिंग बट यू आर स्टिल नॉट गेटिंग गुड रिजल्ट्स. तो रिसर्च का मतलब क्या है? रिसर्च मीन्स रिसर्च. यू हैव टू सर्च अगेन 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 एंड अगेन. तो पेशेंस बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. प्लस मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अब इनपुट देते रहना भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you are not getting good results, then you should still keep trying. You should still work hard to get good results. Either surf through internet and find new technologies or new algorithms that can help you in your M.Tech thesis. You should also read some research papers related to your domain of research. So I think patience and hard work, very important.
Like it is like a marathon race. You should
Yeah.
keep going and
But
going.
yeah, having said that, I think it's not a taboo. Currently, it has become a taboo that M.Tech thesis is very difficult. We can't do it. No, it's not like that. I mean, if you have a good professor, you will really enjoy it. And once you do a good thesis, once you defend a good thesis, the major advantage is both the options are open for you. First one is going for industry job. Second is going for academic job. So when I was deciding whether should I do M.Tech thesis or not, I was open to both kinds of job. So that is why I took M.Tech thesis, because it's a safe option from career perspective. Even if you talk about good companies like IBM, they hire people based on your M.Tech thesis. even many of my job interviews, I was asked about my M.Tech thesis, the product I made. So I mean, you should also think about the future perspectives of doing thesis. You should not be afraid that, oh, thesis is very tough, we can't do it. No, everyone has done it. You will also do it. Just go with the flow and like be in touch with your advisor, be in touch with your lab mates. So yeah, it's really a very good experience, I would say.
So here, one thing that I was trying to ask that you have answered actually कि कई लोग सोचते हैं कि एमटेक इसलिए किया जाता है so that one can get academic job, प्रोफेसर बन जाएंगे हम एमटेक के बाद में. Although this has some like traditional connection कि पहले लोग एमटेक इसलिए करते थे कि हम academic job ले लें. But I think if we are doing the MTech from a good institute like IIT, IIIT, or any of the other good institute, then it is not a like we have many options to go for the industry or academics too. So like as you have got 2 placement offers from the campus and 1 internship. So here I want to tell the viewers that ऐसा नहीं है कि MTech करने के बाद academic में ही जाना होता है, वो आपकी choice है.
हाँ, राइट. आई मीन अगर हम अपने लाइक मेरा जो बैच था IIIT दिल्ली का, उसमें कोई भी आई डोंट थिंक एकेडमिक जॉब के लिए गए आफ्टर डूइंग एमटेक. सब लोग अपनी 2-3 लोग गए हैं, उसके बाद आई डोंट थिंक कोई गए, राइट. तो ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि एमटेक सिर्फ एकेडमिक जॉब के लिए होता है. एंड ये पीएचडी के लिए भी ये स्टीरियोटाइप है कि पीएचडी जो करते हैं वो एकेडमिक जॉब के लिए करते हैं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. मेरे बहुत से सीनियर्स हैं इधर जो दे आर वर्किंग इन आईबीएम वाटसन ग्रुप. सो they are working in Facebook, they are working in Google. So, and they are having research positions. They are holding research positions there after doing PhD. So, academic jobs ऐसा मैं तो नहीं बोलता कि सिर्फ वही option है. Both the options are open for you.
Because these companies like Google and the big companies, they have the R&D positions also available. So they prefer the MTech people, or you can say the PhD people. So,
and I remember when Qualcomm came for placements in our campus, especially related to data science positions. So they want people with either very good experience level or they should have a PhD degree. तो PhD वाले भी Qualcomm में जाते हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ academic positions ही.
Yeah, this was a good point from your side. कि MTech is not equal to only academic job. Yeah. So next question is related to our you can say placements. Okay. So the question is कि placements के लिए हम कैसे prepare करें? Let's say हम B.Tech में हैं या M.Tech में भी हैं. तो in general, what should be the steps to prepare for the placement? We have so many resources available. How to decide which resource is good for us and how to utilize them in a better way so that we can get a decent job during our placement or the campus placements.
तो वही है. पहले तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डायरेक्शन क्लियर करना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर
and here I want to like pinpoint कि आप अपना एक्सपीरियंस जरूर ऐड करिएगा कि इसमें ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए.
वही जैसे डायरेक्शन क्लियर करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट साइड अगर हम देखें तो हमें प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए वी शुड हैव गुड कोडिंग स्किल्स, एटलीस्ट डिसेंट कोडिंग स्किल्स, और लीड कोड, geeks for geeks, ये सब we should be very prepared. And the type of data structure questions they ask, we should be aware of them. Especially dynamic programming से बहुत questions आते हैं. मेरा personal experience है. So I think if you're comfortable with those kind of concepts, those kind of questions, then you should prepare for them, and you should actually go for software development jobs. And one major section is behavioral round, which is taken by HR. तो उसको काफी लोग lightly ले लेते हैं.
Yeah.
But I think it is also an important factor in deciding your job. And उसको prepare करने का मतलब यही है कि online बहुत से resources आपको मिल जाएंगे जहाँ पे ये questions है and ये उनके expected answers होने चाहिए. तो for example, एक question आता है कि what is your weakness, right? तो वीकनेस में एक्चुअली हम बोल देते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे भूलने की आदत है, तो मैंने ये वीकनेस बोल दी. मैंने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया HR इंटरव्यू का, तो मैंने जो वीकनेस थी वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड बोल दी. बट हाउ टू ओवरकम दैट वीकनेस, वो एक सेकंड लाइन होनी चाहिए कि फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे भूलने की आदत है, बट मैंने क्या किया, मैंने अपने लिए रिमाइंडर्स रखने स्टार्ट कर दिए ऑन फोन. तो that is the main part which they are looking for in your answer. So you should also prepare for such questions and answers. वो बहुत lightly मत लो, थोड़ा prepare तो करना चाहिए questions के लिए. So this was software development thing. If you talk about data analytics, data science, मैं I think already बोल चुका हूँ कि algorithms का deep concept होना बहुत जरूरी है, mathematical foundation बहुत जरूरी है, and projects तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. तो हाँ, एंड उसके लिए भी काफी एनालिटिक्स विद्या जैसी वेबसाइट्स हैं जो लोग रेफर कर सकते हैं. एंड काफी उधर भी ऑनलाइन रिसोर्सेज है कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस आर बीइंग आस्क्ड इन. नाउ कमिंग टू माय एक्सपीरियंस, सो I went for two companies. One was Infoedge, and I was asked for 3 hours of interview. So there were 3 rounds, 1 hour back to back. So it was really a rigorous process, I would say. And this was done soon after I ended my internship in the same company. So my point is कि ऐसे नहीं है कि जो internship करके आ रहे हैं उनके लिए process easy है. उनके लिए भी बहुत rigorous process था. And एक इंटरव्यू उसमें भी मेरे से मोस्टली कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे रिलेटेड टू मशीन लर्निंग. एंड एक इंटरव्यू तो ऐसा था कि यार मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये शायद नहीं होगा क्रॉस, बट ऑलमोस्ट आई पास दैट इंटरव्यू एट द वर्ड्स. तो वो था वही है. आई मीन कॉन्सेप्ट्स अच्छे होने चाहिए. उनको वो लोग नहीं चाहिए कि जो सिर्फ इम्पोर्ट एसके लर्न कर पाए, उनको वो लोग नहीं चाहिए. मतलब आप खुद देखो, आजकल ऑनलाइन डीप लर्निंग इन सब पे इतना मटेरियल अवेलेबल है कि you can actually learn how to write a code in Python or Keras. It's not that difficult, right?
Yeah.
So, but that is not something what they're looking for. They are looking for people with good understanding of those concepts.
Because in the industry we will be facing like real life problem. तो उन्हें हमारे में इतना एप्टीट्यूड होना चाहिए कि हम एक नई चीज को हम कैसे सोच सकते हैं, अप्रोच कर सकते हैं. दैट थिंग आई थिंक दे वांट फ्रॉम द कैंडिडेट्स.
फॉर एग्जांपल ये प्रॉब्लम मुझे दी है इंडस्ट्री में, इसमें कौन सी एल्गोरिथम लगेगी वो मैं तब तक नहीं डिसाइड कर पाऊंगा जब तक मुझे हर एल्गोरिथम के पीछे क्या होता है वो नहीं पता.
नहीं पता. एग्जिस्टिंग चीजें हमें क्लियर होनी चाहिए फ्रॉम द प्रैक्टिकल एंड फ्रॉम द मैथमेटिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. एंड आई थिंक हियर आई वांट टू ऐड वन मोर पॉइंट लाइक फॉर द मशीन लर्निंग पोजीशंस. आई थिंक with respect to the mathematical background, we should know about the linear algebra, probability, statistics, right?
Right.
We should have the like at least good knowledge of these concepts.
Yes, linear algebra and probability. Right.
So next question is about the PhD. तो आपने कब सोचा कि आपको PhD करनी चाहिए? Like in the M.Tech, you got the internship also, you got the 2 campus placements also, and those were the product-based company. तो ऐसा क्या आपको लगा कि मुझे आपको PhD करनी चाहिए? और दूसरा, आपने क्या टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन करी फॉर डूइंग द PhD और फॉर अप्लाइंग द PhD इन द अब्रॉड? एंड प्लीज ऐड अप सम पॉइंट्स. अगर किसी को PhD भारत से, इंडिया से करना है तो क्या करना चाहिए?
मुझे PhD का विजन B.Tech 4th ईयर से आया था. एंड बट वो सिर्फ एक विजन था. आई मीन वो ऐसा नहीं था कि करनी ही करनी है, ऐसा नहीं था. तो बट हाँ, जब मैं एमटेक में आया तो मुझे बहुत से रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स का पार्ट होने का, लाइक आई गॉट दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी. तो वो दैट वाज रियली अमेजिंग एक्सपीरियंस एंड which actually excited me for doing PhD. तो आई मीन जब आप बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स करते हो कोलैबोरेशन में, आप लैब एनवायरनमेंट देखते हो और आप क्या बोलते हैं, आप प्रोफेसर किस डेडिकेशन से काम करते हैं वो भी आप देखते हो. तो फिर आपको एक्चुअली लगता है कि इट्स रियली अ कूल थिंग टू डू. एंड तो वही रिसर्च इंटरेस्ट मेरा स्टार्ट हुआ मास्टर्स से, एंड देन आई थॉट आई शुड अप्लाई फॉर PhD. Then the question was whether it is in India or it is in PhD or it is abroad.
टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन क्या करें हम.
तो अगर इंडिया के लिए देते हैं तो आई थिंक इंटरव्यूज होते हैं बेसिकली. IITs IIITs में इंटरव्यूज आपको क्रैक करने होते हैं. उसमें काफी लोग आते हैं. लाइक हर डिपार्टमेंट का अलग इंटरव्यू होता है और हर डिपार्टमेंट में 10 to 15 पीपल होते हैं जो आपके साथ compete कर रहे हैं. एंड पोजीशन सिर्फ 2 या 3 होती है. तो और कभी कभार कुछ जैसे IISc बैंगलोर या कहीं पे एक रिटन टेस्ट होता है बिफोर इंटरव्यू टू लाइक एलिमिनेट सम पीपल आउट ऑफ इट. तो उसकी प्रिपरेशन में आई थिंक गेट सिलेबस होता है. गेट सिलेबस पूछा जाता है प्लस आपका एमटेक थीसिस बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, बहुत ज्यादा. क्योंकि वो लोग देखते हैं कि देखो PhD में इट्स ऑल प्रैक्टिकल. तो if you haven't done any practical thing till your MTech, then you may not be capable of doing it in your PhD. So they want a solid project out of your MTech. तो मतलब वो तो मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स थे जिन्होंने इंडिया से PhD का ट्राई किया था. तो उनके तो इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट होते ही जो 5-6 क्वेश्चन से they were on their PhD thesis, their MTech thesis only. So why great preparation and MTech thesis should be solid. If you talk about how to apply for PhD positions in abroad, you have to write a good statement of purpose in which you should describe what is your motivation of doing PhD, what all professors you are considering for their PhD in this university. तो बेसिकली उसमें भी आप अपने एमटेक थीसिस के बारे में लिखते हो कि आई हैव बीन डूइंग माय एमटेक थीसिस इन दिस डोमेन, so and that is why I am really interested and I want to apply in the same field. And then you write these are the professors working in this field which I feel good to connect with. So basically it's like a motivational pitch why you are applying for PhD. So that should be really solid. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरा SOP was decent, statement of purpose was decent, and second factor जो मेरा केस में वर्क किया था for PhD abroad was letter of recommendation. तो लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन आप किन प्रोफेसर से लेते हो वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है. तो जैसे मेरे केस में जो प्रोफेसर थे वो ही वाज having a PhD degree from CMU, so which comes in top 5 among all universities in the world. तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर था. एंड जो सेकंड मेरा रिकमेंडेशन था वो मेरे इंटर्नशिप मैनेजर से था, एंड ही वाज आल्सो द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ दैट टीम. तो आई थिंक लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है बिकॉज what exactly they write about you, whether he is hardworking. And उसमें भी ऐसा होता है कि बहुत जेनेरिक नहीं आप लिख सकते कि he is hardworking. उनको भी एविडेंस देना पड़ता है कि इस बंदे ने मेरे अंडर ये प्रोजेक्ट किया एंड उसने ऐसे ऐसे टैकल करी प्रॉब्लम, सो दैट इज व्हाई ही इज हार्डवर्किंग. तो वो सब मैटर करता है. बाकी उसके अलावा abroad के लिए you have to go for GRE exam and TOEFL exam. GRE exam is, I mean, the requirement is not as strict as it is for master students. For master students, it's like you should get 320 above GRE score to get decent or good universities. But for PhD student, it's not that stricter. It's around 315 GRE score out of 340. So GRE है and second is TOEFL. TOEFL में basically ये होता है कि your English speaking, writing, reading, listening skills check होती हैं. तो उसमें भी you should have more than score of 100 out of 120. So yeah.
So you took the coaching for this GRE and TOEFL, or you prepared yourself?
I took the online course. So there is one online course called Magoosh. It's really good. I highly recommend it. तो उसमें वो पूरा TOEFL है तो पूरा प्रिपेयर करवाते हैं आपको. ऑनलाइन उनके ट्यूटोरियल्स होते हैं, ऑनलाइन प्रैक्टिस सेशंस होते हैं. GRE के लिए there are two sections. तो one is quantitative maths and second is English. तो क्वांटिटेटिव मैथ्स हम इंजीनियर्स का तो पहले से स्ट्रांग होता है. तो that is not very much to put effort in, but vocabulary you have to be very confident and very prepared for English vocabulary. So that consumes a lot of time. So you should have at least 3 to 4 months to prepare for GRE vocabulary. तो मगूश के बहुत सारे फ्लैश कार्ड्स होते थे जिसमें लाइक हर दिन आपको इतने वर्ड्स के मीनिंग्स याद करने हैं. तो वो सब होता था. तो मगूश आई हाईली रिकमेंड.
Vaibhav, it was a great, thoughtful session with you. So, just one last question: how it feels to be a PhD scholar at USA?
It feels really good. I mean, yeah. Since the beginning of my master's, I wanted to work on real-world projects, and that's what I'm getting here. I wanted to work in a particular field. That's what I'm getting here. And sometimes when you are a PhD student or PhD candidate, there is a set of responsibility involved. So, for example, taking care of lab, right? Taking care of CPUs, GPUs. So, writing emails. So, yeah, one interesting thing. Your writing skills improve a lot in PhD. You have to write emails to big professors. You have to write research papers that go for international conferences. So, overall, it's a good experience, but again, it's not that easy. It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to go with it. I mean, you have to keep investing your time, keep putting your hard work.
So I think Vaibhav has removed many of the misconceptions, you can say, about the M.Tech, about the PhD, and there is no point in, like, you can say that M.Tech बहुत थोड़ा मुश्किल है या thesis मुश्किल है. हर चीज़ आसान है, but you have to put some efforts, then the things will come by themselves. So I think our viewers have got a real good insight about M.Tech, PhD, placement. I think Vaibhav, आपने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से समझाया कि ये चीज़ें किस तरीके से आप एक आसान तरीके से हैंडल कर सकते हैं. एंड आई होप अगर हमारे व्यूअर्स के और भी कोई क्वेश्चंस होंगे तो वी विल इनवाइट यू अगेन फॉर सम स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस बिकॉज यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ बैकग्राउंड इन द रिसर्च. तो कई सारे लोग होते हैं जिनको रिसर्च के बारे में और कई सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो जानने होते हैं. सो we'll take you more time in the next question also.
I love to invest more time.
Yeah. So thank you, Vaibhav. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. It was a great discussion. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So I hope you have really enjoyed this session with Vaibhav Garg. So if you have more questions, comment, suggestion, please write down into the comment box below and I and Vaibhav will answer them. And if you want to connect with Vaibhav, you can connect with him on his LinkedIn profile. The URL of his LinkedIn profile is in the description below. You can find there. You can also watch other interview experiences on my channel. You can find the link of those interview experiences playlist in the video description below. And do like and share this video. Also subscribe this channel if you have not done yet, and press the bell icon for further notifications so that you can get more notification of this type of videos whenever I make them. Okay, do let me know that what other type of interview experiences and other videos you want from my side in the comment box below. You can also watch the other videos related to your computer science subject like numerical method, computer organization, interview experiences, lead code solutions on my channel. All those videos or the link are in the description below. So see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.